With a 40-minute workout, I burned 416 calories. This is equivalent to 10 cookies. Keep this in mind now that this discussion here is not about me bashing you wanting to eat cookies. It's just me using it as a reference in terms of how much work it takes to burn 10 cookies. So using my stats, so looking at my stats, you can see what my heart rate was, and basically the average is 132 beats per minute, which made this predominantly an aerobic workout. There were moments where my heart rate entered into the 150s, and that would have taken me to a sub-maximum zone. This sub-maximum zone can also be understood as anaerobic. So this workout would have been aerobic, anaerobic. In the context of the energy source provided for me to do the work, aerobic predominantly is fats as the energy source. Anaerobic predominantly is carbohydrates. Now, looking at this chart here, we can see where the heart rate zones have been broken down into light intensive aerobic, anaerobic, and VO2 max. Now, in the scheme of how this uh, schema is actually highlighted, it will indicate that intensive heart rate dominates, closely followed by the aerobic zone. In other words, this workout is dominantly light. Now, if you look back at the first chart, it highlights that my peak heart rate was 152. This chart here is saying that I did not enter into an anaerobic zone. This is where there is a flaw. In the context of anaerobic workout zone, it is considered as 80 to 90% of your maximum heart rate. For me, my anaerobic zone generally is in the range of the 140s to the 150s and up. So if I have a peak of 152, it's indicating that I would have had an experience of anaerobic respiration with my workout. In other words, this chart here is not a fully accurate representation of my workout. To go further, another schema that I could follow is my ratings of perceived exertion. In other words, how hard it is for me to breathe and to say my name, so to speak. Me talking to you here now, I can speak relatively with ease. If it's a case where I have to be breathing in between my speech, such as, yeah, man, that is indicating that my heart rate is much higher. In other words, the workout is much harder. This is another schema that we use as professionals to judge whether or not an individual is in a light or in sub maximum to super maximum exercise training zones.